Hi everyone, so this is just going to be a super quick vlog. I've had a few requests off of some people about how I make my sin-free onion gravy. So I thought I'll just put one together really quick and show you how I do it, because I always find that it is easier to show than just to try and explain. And I'm making sausage and mash tonight, so I thought what better time to do it, because I am making my onion gravy. So these are literally the ingredients that I use. I have some sin-free spray oil, whichever one you might use. This one's just the one from Aldi, but obviously you've got Frylight and stuff like that, or any kind of oil that you do prefer to soften your onions in, be it something that's thinned or caloried, anything, whatever you decide to use. Then however many onions you want. With the gravy that I'm making tonight, I've actually used 2 onions and they're chopped up already, but that's just for sure. And obviously onions, they're speed, so that's always helpful in your gravy, and it does definitely help to bulk it out as well. Whichever kind of stock cubes you want to use, I always use the beef oxo ones, but obviously you can have the vegetable, the chicken, you can use stock pots if you like. It's completely up to you which ones you do use. But like I say, I use these beef oxo ones. And then tomato puree. So what this does is it thickens it without needing to use anything like corn flour, and it also adds a bit of richness to the gravy as well. Obviously, if you don't like tomato puree, then this probably isn't the best gravy for yourself, but I do honestly think you can't taste it. It just adds that nice richness and it thickens it beautifully as well. So yeah, these are the ingredients that I use. Depending how much gravy I'm making, it depends on how many of the oxo cubes I'm using. Tonight I'm just feeding myself and my 2 children, the bigger 2. Alana won't have any of this. She's not a fan of gravy, and it is a little bit too salty for her, being only 2 years old as well, so I tend not to give her gravy anyway. But the big 2, I mean, they eat like adults anyway, and the teenagers pretty much. So yeah, they're absolutely fine with it. So because there's just 3 of us having it, I'm using 4 stock cubes, and it is going to make quite a bit as well. So yeah, these are the ingredients, and then I'll show you the next step. So all I do is I chop up my onions. You can dice them, you can slice them, you can have them chunky, you can have them thin. It's completely up to you. Again, it's all to your own taste. I slice them quite thinly because then they soften quite quick, and also the thinner they are, then the thicker your gravy actually ends up as well. So just chop some onions up, again, as many as you want, throw them in a pan and then just fry them off. So this is my gravy made up, just the stock. I've not added it to the onions, or I've not added any of the tomato puree, anything like that yet. What I've done, when I've cooked all my veggies, obviously I wash my veggies before I cook them anyway. And then when I've cooked my veggies, I actually use the veggie water to make my gravy. Again, it adds more flavour, and then you're taking those nutrients as well. So it's just a little bit healthier for you as well. So the veggies that I've had tonight, we've got tender stem broccoli, carrots, normal broccoli because that needed using, and we've also got cabbage as well. So that's what this water is, and I've just used, again, as much as you want to make. It's completely up to you how much flavour you want out of it and how thick you want it. Obviously only using oxo cubes, there isn't any thickener in it, so it is quite watery, but it's going to thicken up when you throw it in the pan anyway. So yeah, just make up your stock however you want. You can just use boiled water, or you could use veggie stock water like what I've just done. Completely up to you. So apologies if you can hear Alana in the background, but it is feeding time at the zoo. So yeah, just brown your onions off however dark you want them. I do them quite light, so again they absorb everything, and I still like to have a little bit of a crunch to the onion. So yeah, just brown your onions off to your desired amount, and then just add your stock as well. There you go. So you can see that all emptied. I had about, in mine, for 4 stock cubes, I had about 700 mils of water in it. So yeah, just add it together and then start to cook it down. So to cook it down, what I do is I do whack it up high and then I just stir it constantly for about 2 to 3 minutes until it starts to thicken up a little bit, and then I'll add my tomato puree and then continue just stirring it. When the tomato puree is all dissolved in the gravy stock, then I'll just turn it down a little bit, cook it for another couple of minutes, and then I usually serve it. But the longer you do cook it, the thicker it will get. And just to pre-warn you as well, the longer you cook it as well, as much as it'll get thicker, it'll get saltier as well. So just be careful of that. Obviously, if you like salt, then that's absolutely fine. But do be aware that the longer you cook it and the thicker, it does get saltier. So yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Apologies for the steam, but there you go. Literally just a couple of minutes. That's all I've cooked it for. Cooked it for about 1.5 minutes on high while I stirred in the tomato puree, and then I've cooked it for a further 2 minutes on number 6. So high for my cooker is number 9, and then I've just turned it down to number 6 and I've just cooked it for another 2 minutes and it's done. I mean, it's never going to be the world's thickest gravy because obviously it is just stock, onions and tomato puree, but it really does thicken up nicely for a really nice gravy. It's not runny at all, like just using OXO cubes. So yeah, that's literally it. That's all that I've done. With the 4 stock cubes, the 700 mils of water, 2 onions I've used, and I used about half of one of these. There was about half left, and it's a 200-gram tube, so I've used about 100 grams. But obviously, like I say, it's to your own taste, it's to your own thickness, it's to your own desired consistency. So just give it a whirl and just experiment with it. Sometimes I'll add chili flakes, sometimes I'll add extra herbs, sometimes I'll put garlic in. You can really make whatever you like out of it. So yeah, that's it. Just thought I'd show you it. And yeah, I hope that's helpful. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's all served up and you can see it on the meal itself. So this is what the onion gravy looks like, all plated up. So you can just see it there, all glistening away, plenty of onions. And then yeah, like I say, it's not the world's thickest gravy, but it's definitely thicker than just the OXO cubes, and it is a definite decent thickness. It's not runny at all, like it's not like water at all. It is like an actual gravy consistency. But yeah, absolutely yummy. So if it sounds like the kind of thing that you'd like, then definitely give it a try. So I hope this vlog helped. Just message me any questions down below that you might have and I will be sure to answer them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you in the next one.